Hello everyone, my name is Christian. Welcome to my hobby blog. Today we are doing the second review of the Vinegar Syndrome May 2022 package. And today I watched for the fourth time this film called Miami Connection. Directed by Anthony Park, I believe his name is. Um, Woo Sang Park, otherwise known as Richard Park. And this was made in 1987. Prime 80s, I guess, cheese is when this came out. I read the synopsis during the unboxing video, but if you don't know, it's about two rival gangs who are both, one of them, Dragon Sound, which is on the back here. Dragon Sound is a kung fu rock band. And so what they do is they go to the club, they perform the most amazing song called Friends, and the other band that's there that is a part of the enemy rival gang, they get fired and tensions arise. And the rest of the movie is not at all structured. It is very disjointed, but it's one of the best, I guess, so bad it's good type of movies, which there are not many out there like this one. I think the closest one that I actually watched last night in preparation for this video is Champagne and Bullets, or even the Get Even cut, or the Get Even cut. This movie, I have seen it a bunch of times before this Vinegar Syndrome release came out. I love this movie. It's one I have always enjoyed. I've always really loved the music. It's on my playlist. I love the main actor, Grandmaster YK Kim, who is kind of the assistant director, also the producer, and also the main star of the film. And YK Kim, you can see, is right in the middle there. He's a South Korean, I guess, first generation South Korean who moved to Florida in the late 70s, early 80s, I believe. And he began teaching Taekwondo. And while he was teaching Taekwondo, he slowly kind of grew among the ranks in the Florida championships, I guess. I'm going off of the making of documentary that Vinegar Syndrome commissioned for this release. And he talks about his entire history, getting involved in the Florida karate scene, I guess. And everything YK Kim had to say on that documentary was absolutely amazing. A lot of questions I've always wondered about for many years. I really was inspired by him watching the documentary. There's a point where he recounts the time that they had no money left, and they released the movie, and one of the cuts that they made, this was the original one, it was called Enter the Ninja, was the first one. And soon after, they renamed it to Escape from Miami, which in this edition, I just realized, but I have it still in the Blu-ray player, but there's a third disc here where it just has that cut of the film that they screened before release called Escape from Miami. And apparently it was so disliked when it first came out in theaters that they pulled the movie and reshot the ending and re-released it and changed it to Miami Connection, which I had no idea about, because when they announced that Vinegar Syndrome was doing Miami Connection, they mentioned a never-before-seen early cut of the film. And I just finished watching it, actually, because when I first got this in the mail, I immediately rewatched the original cut that everyone fell in love with. And after watching that, I went home and I watched it with my dad because every now and then I make him watch these really weird movies. And so I watched that on the 4K because there's a 4K Blu ray player at home at my parents' place. And so we watched it on there, and the resolution is not noticeably better, but the restoration, I think, is the best that it's ever going to look. I really was kind of surprised how well this movie looked because before this release, I'd only ever seen VHS rips, and this audio was almost always awful whenever I saw that release that was floating around online for a while. I can't remember how I had seen it. Maybe on Amazon Prime it was on there for a while. That's how I watched it. And then they released a Blu-ray, and it wasn't all that good, in my opinion. They had one commentary track, which is that was the third time I watched it, was with the audio commentary track. And everything that's new to learn that wasn't really discussed in the documentary is not really the most interesting, I guess, trivia or even factoids. And it's fun to listen to. It's the main two actors of Grandmaster YK Kim. And then Michael Hest, I believe. He's the college student of the band who is dating one of the rival gangs' sister. And the entire time, sorry, YK Kim talks every now and then. He's not really talking or even commenting on the film. There's a moderator who I think is kind of the person who dug this movie up and brought it back to the public conscience, because this movie was relatively unknown over 10 years ago. But the commentary track, I don't think, is really worth the watch. I think watching the documentary is a whole lot better. It's a 40-minute documentary that Vinegar Syndrome put together, and with all new interviews with YK Kim, with Vincent Hirsch, that's his name, Joseph Diamond, actor Maurice Smith. And Maurice Smith, if you remember, is the one of the friends who meets up with his father near the end. And this was actually a big thing that they cut from the original cut, from the Escape from Miami cut, which is the finale of his storyline, because he is cut open during the big final battle by a katana, a killing shot. And in the Escape from Miami cut, they just had him die. He died soon after, and a plane comes in, and he's like, oh no, his father is on that plane. And it cuts to credits. And apparently there were a lot of people really pissed off when they finished the movie in theaters, because they all went and asked for the money back because they thought it was total bullshit that this guy died. And so that's what they refilmed and made it a lot happier. And the big difference, just to kind of jump back to Escape from Miami and the Miami connection, is that the original cut, pacing-wise, it's all over the place. The extra scenes that they had in there are definitely not worth staying in my opinion. I'm very happy that Vinegar Syndrome was able to get a hold of this copy and re-release it and restore it so people can compare and contrast. But I really did not care for the Escape from Miami cut. It was very stop and go the entire time. And they add a lot of new scenes of, well, not new, but a lot of scenes of them at the school, in class. There's another scene where they go to the guitar center, basically, and they have fun on the guitars and the instruments. And then they go to the beach, which is in the original, the, I guess, newer cut. Except in this one, the song Friends, which is the very fun song in the beginning of the movie, plays over it, while in the newer cut, it's just the instrumental, just the guitar. I think there's maybe a bass, but that part is a lot more drawn out. We have a scene where all the enemies, gang members, go to the basically the bar where all the motorcycle people are at, the Hells Angels maybe, and that scene is like double the length, and so that's again another good change that they made, was that they took out a lot of those extra B-roll footage, and all the changes from the Escape from Miami to Miami Connection changes they did is so much better. There is one scene that they cut out of Miami Connection, which I think should have stayed in, which is just a couple scenes, I guess, window dressing scene setups, where we get a lot more with Maurice's character, kind of getting his behind the scenes in terms of looking for his father and making sure that it just really sets his character up. I just rewatched it and I'm trying to remember. I just really did not care for the Escape from Miami cut. Miami Connection is a much better cut of the film. I'm trying to think anything else. I mean, everyone has said everything about this movie. It's well loved for very good reasons. I love this movie too. But the audio commentary track, again, was not something that I thought was worth the time. It was fun to listen to the two actors discuss the movie. But I think the most exciting part of the documentary was for sure seeing the clips where all of the actors and musicians came back to play the whole set that they played in the movie. So they played the song Friends, Into the Ninja, or Against the Ninja is the song. And then the final song, I'm trying to think, maybe Escape from Miami. There's 3 songs that they play throughout the film in the club. And apparently they all came back like a few years ago and they I guess, released the movie, and then they did a live concert with all of the actors on stage. Not really playing the instruments, but still having a great time. And I really thought I would have more to say, but because this movie is so famous and everybody knows about it, it's really hard to kind of restate what everyone already loves about it. When you watch the movie, you're gonna really catch on to what people love and why it is such a big cult film. And this movie is what I love about passion projects by these directors, is that they don't have the skills to make a really great movie, but they have the charisma and the drive to make a movie. And that alone really keeps it interesting, makes it really fun to watch, because you can see all the flaws in the movie. It's like watching a Rudy Ray Moore movie, at least in terms of Dolomite, the boom mic cut, where you can tell that everyone on set just didn't really know what they were doing in terms of the craft of making a film, but they really wanted to make it anyways, so they did their best. And what's nice about this movie is that everybody who was an actor, a producer, was an extra, really any part of this movie, all of them were students of Grandmaster YK Kim. And so all of them were learning Taekwondo from Grandmaster Kim. And apparently every day he would have a big get together at his, I guess, dojo. And he would basically just give a speech like, come on, guys, we're going to make this movie. We're going to make it great. And they would all leave the dojo like screaming and yelling and like, hooah! And they would go out and film for the day. And I think one of the partners that helped fund this movie said that they had spent like $2 million or something, and they were nowhere close to finishing. So they were able to negotiate with Grandmaster Kim to do a second unit and to do a lot of pickup shots where they were not really setting the scene up in regards to, if it was an inside the building, they never had a shot of the outside to show where they are. They didn't have reverse shots where one person would be talking, but they wouldn't show the other person reacting to what was being said. And it was a bunch of little things like that that really helped the movie, because in the Escape from Miami edition, there's a lot more ineptness is kind of the nicest way to say, because they really saved the movie. Miami Connection is just a much better cut of the film. And I think everyone can agree on that. It's a nice little addition that Vinegar Syndrome has put together in regards to just having the whole package. In terms of the artwork, having this really great slipcover within the slip box that has newly commissioned artwork. There is a great documentary. There's 2 cuts of the film, audio commentary tracks. There are new interviews. There's a live performance, festival, where they showed them all playing on stage again. A lot of different things. And there's really not much else I have to say. I love this one. I don't even think it's a question that, I always say this at the end of my reviews for the Vinegar Syndrome package, but would I have bought this if I did not have the subscription? Obviously. This is one of my favorite cult films of all time. It's up there with Gitaven. It's up there with Samurai Cop. That would be a great double feature, by the way, with Miami Connection as Samurai Cop. I love Dolomite. All these movies would be great in like a festival together. So I think that's about all I have to say about this. I really focused on just checking out the documentary, the audio commentary, and finally the lost cut of Miami Connection called Escape from Miami. So if there's anything else you want to know about this that I may have forgotten, please just comment it. Please like and comment, and also subscribe. We are getting close to the 250 subscribers, and as I noted in my 150 subscriber special or Q&A, I wasn't going to do a 200 subscriber Q&A, but I will do a 250 Q&A. So if you want to watch that, please subscribe. That one will be extra special because it'll be 250,000, which I cannot believe. But that's it for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and please have a great rest of the week. Thank you.